So I'm gonna try to make this presentation, hopefully it comes out as coherent as it does in my head. Let's see what these people have to say about the punk rock philosophy.
And I think I learned to go against the system a little bit.
Punk proved to people, and it is now ingrained in people, that what they thought was impossible is not impossible.
You didn't have to wait to start doing something. If you wanted to do it, you could try doing it.
Punk rock gave me a platform to put a band together and do it my way. And that was good for an 18-year-old kid.
Kids are still wanting the same thing as they wanted back then, something to express what they're feeling.
They get all this information from go.
Back then, it was very much considered an anti-establishment, and it seems like today, much now.
As soon as mom knows how to say grunge, gotta go.
Back then, it was very much considered an anti-establishment, and
State of the environment hasn't galvanized and mobilized people into doing something.
The more severe the political landscape becomes, the more repressive, the more valuable that the imagination becomes.
It's possible that music is not really the expression of it now, as far as
The eruption of militant anti-corporate activism that first came to light over here in the...
Alright, so that's pretty much in concurrence with what I knew punk rock to be. Now, I grew up, my father was a punk rocker in the 70s, late 70s in New York City. Lived in North Jersey, but, would go to New York City all the time. And I was listening to the Sex Pistols at 5 years old, all the time. They're on right now as I'm making this video out there. My dad's listening to some punk rock. But basically, Syd Vicious is always depicted in pictures and even album artwork, as you'll see here, which I had this album, I still do, wearing the swastika. And I remember asking, my parents or my dad, why did Syd wear that? Isn't that mean he hates people and wants people dead? And my dad said, no, it's not that serious. They're just, punk rock. They're anti-establishment, and they go against the grain, which is what you see in these images here. Especially at the time, in the 70s, that's only 20 some odd years after World War II. So obviously you're not gonna, if you're punk rock, it would be, you pick the Axis powers as someone you get behind. No, that's just innocent enough, and fine with me. I don't know. Even as a kid, I was just drawn to it. It looked kind of interesting, and it gave a lot. It made a lot of emotions happen. So I thought it was kind of cool, and that was me being into punk rock in North Jersey. Then when I moved down the shore, I was introduced to the anti-racist action through punk rock. Hang on one sec here. Let's just type this in. Anti-racist action patches. Because that's, okay, so here we go. So let's take a look at what they got here. Sorry about that. On the prowl, the anti-racist action. And it is a tiger ripping apart a swastika. And then we got here we got a criminal-looking person wearing a mask, smashing a swastika, and there's a couple different, artworks of it. This was something I saw all the time. So then, as a kid, even as a kid, make racists afraid again with a grave. And here's where it gets a little weird and scary, because it's like, now this symbol was around all the time as a punk rocker. I think I had this patch and wore it because it seemed like that was the punk rock thing to do. If Nazis were establishment, then you wanted to be against them. But it just kind of, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty much indoctrinated by it, because, like I said, I originally had my position and knew that it was punk rock to display it, but somehow, just by seeing so many older people that I respected wearing this thing, I just guess I like they do with flat Earth, I guess I just had it wrong. And then you get into ones like this. This is violence. This is hitting someone with a bike. And can't really tell, but the one person has a swastika on, and you're allowed to beat him with a skateboard, with a cane, kick him like a ninja. You could dress like a complete criminal and smash it with a billy club, smash it with a guitar, as long as you're smashing a swastika. And, at first glance you think, oh, this is good, and it's just so scary to think that, and here's the guy who started the anti-racist action, by the way. 2 felony counts of assault. So this guy was arrested for. The anti-racist action was accused of felony accounts of assault. So, and then it's just so scary to think.
So this symbol has been spread all
Look at these people.
And so this has been
so
very,
to
very
be anti-racist, you smash these people with bikes and skateboards.
Symbol for all the dharmic tradition,
you smash this symbol that means something to these people.
So this is actually
you destroy this symbol with a lion.
To get this particular symbol.
Look at this.
The reason is actually this symbol became very well
1800s.
Known because of the I'm going to talk
look
about
at that.
later Shriman's
America
excavation, and then from the Troy, and then when he did the Troy excavation, then there's a lot of a symbol of the
These are places where it was found in ancient times.
And
look at how ingrained this is into our history, people. We need to look at this symbol. We need to open our hearts and our minds again.
So, and this is a Christian church too.
How did we let people take this away from people?
Birth supremacy or the supremacy type of way, it create a lot of problems. So
it's so,
and Jainism as well. It is a common sight on temples or houses in India and Indonesia, and especially linked to the god Ganesha as Shubh Labh or good fortune. Swastikas also have an ancient history in Europe, appearing on artifacts from pre-Christian European cultures. For centuries, a symbol of good luck and auspiciousness, the swastika even found expression in Byzantine and Christian art. The symbol experienced a resurgence in the late 19th century following extensive archaeological work such as that of the famous German archaeologist Heinrich Schliemann. Schliemann discovered the hooked cross on the site of an ancient Troy in modern Turkey. He connected it with similar shapes found on pottery in Germany and speculated that it was a significant religious symbol of our remote ancestors. However, the work of Schliemann soon was taken up by movements that wanted to
Yeah. Let's not get there.
In the center stage.
Because that is a lie.
Swastika is also found on the
Look at
coins of
this.
the
Minoans Crete. 5th century BC. Sorry for the sad people.
ancient civilizations
Minoans
like
Crete.
Minoan civilization,
3000
which is
BC.
older than the Greek civilization. And the Greece itself, we have certain
And
coins
we
with
let,
swastika
even if the story of the Nazis and Hitler was true, which it is not, and I urge everyone who's watching this, if they are doubting me or want to learn any more information, please go to bitshoot.com and type in Leutcher, Leutcher, and there's only one video that will pop up, and it's the original Leutcher report from the late 80s. And I urge every person who is viewing this to also view the Leutcher report if they have not already. It will change your life.
At least 2,000 to 2,500 years ago, currently under display in different museums, having swastika as part of their aesthetics.
700 BC, Italy, Greece, Scandinavia,
And like this, swastika has been
Ethiopia,
found in many places across Europe, Asia,
Scythian
and
coins,
Africa, and some traces in the
Denmark,
Americas as well, dating back to a couple
Ghana,
of thousands of years. And one point what I'd like to make here is swastika is a reasonably complex symbol.
Ireland.
It cannot just happen by intuition. Say, for instance, if you're talking about a square,
guys,
Bauddha dharma or
this
Jainism,
is
in these practices,
so
swastika
bad
is
that they are smashing that symbol. Look on eBay, anti-racist punk crust leftover crack, a band that I used to think was my heroes. They're biggest losers in the world now. I realized that. I thought they were, anti-establishment. Because when 9/11 happened, they were a truth band, and they did a lot to promote that. But yeah, just basically, I always knew about the history of the swastika as of recently, especially. But I was kind of avoiding the whole World War II thing, and it's an important piece of the puzzle to understand. And I urge everyone to do the research about it, because then you can learn a lot and a lot of interesting stuff, a lot of fun stuff. Yeah, here's that old coin, Scythian coin. So yeah, to sum it all up, do I think the Sex Pistols are pure punk rock? No, maybe they were product of the system to a point, but either way, that displaying of Syd and these kids, that is an anti-establishment thing. That's, you're living in Britain after post World War II, and you're walking around with that. That's punk rock, and this is not punk rock, even though that is painted as one. And now punk rock is just obviously very embarrassing. Rage Against the Machine and their concert, not their punk, but their concert with the masks on and everyone backed up. That's the same thing with punk. Weeks into it, the band Leftover Crack was selling masks on their website. So it's just embarrassing. But I will say that this is going to be a little great way to end this video. this is punk rock. Okay? When I see this embodies punk rock to me. And it's kid rock, okay? So how embarrassing is that, punk rock? Let me show you what punk rock is.
We the people, and all we do, reserve the right to scream, fuck you! Wear your mask, take your pills, now a whole generation's mentally ill.
That's fucking punk rock. Okay?
But COVID's near, it's coming to town. We gotta act quick, shut our borders down. Joe Biden. Inflation's up like the minimum wage, so it's all the same. They need a damn
Listen.
and the mainstream Twitter too.
Fuck Facebook.
Fuck Facebook.
That's punk rock.
Fuck Twitter too.
Okay?
And the
Don't
mainstream
matter what he's wearing.
fuck you too.
Don't matter. That's punk rock. And I'm just so embarrassed at every person who I see with green hair in the store is, I know they're wearing a mask. You know, this band NOFX, you know, that's not punk rock. That's not punk rock. You're not punk rock, even though he's the face of punk rock. Kid Rock is more punk rock than Fat Mike. So, and Syd Vicious is more punk rock than all of you. So, yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to, I don't know if I made the connection I was hoping for, and I probably didn't, but all I know is that the swastika is awesome, and we could never, people should never, ever, ever let, even if the story of Hitler was true, never let that come in the, that little diversion come in the way of centuries and centuries and centuries of use. That's so embarrassing and just disgusting that even if that was true, that that's what happened, that's so scary that one little thing could destroy thousands of years of history and you know, just take it out of our minds. I think we need to take this symbol back. I think we need to do a lot more to be punk rock in our daily lives, because I think the punk rock philosophy, whether it's dead and it actually exists or not, I you know, people are still punk rock. This guy's still punk rock. Kid Rock's still punk rock. Fat Mike and Leftover Crack aren't. So that's just the way of the nature of it. So hope you guys enjoyed. Sure. I will be making lots more videos on this topic, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.